Hey guys, yeah, to follow up on a video I did earlier, and I'm sure I'm not the only one because a lot of people talked about this. As I mentioned earlier in a video that is in 4K, not like this one, basically HBO Max and Warner Brothers made the announcement that they will be simultaneously, you know, releasing the big movies for 2021, starting with Wonder Woman on Christmas Day of this year, but that they will be basically simultaneously releasing them in theaters and on HBO Max. Now, the only catch about that is the release on HBO Max is a 30-day deal. It's a month-long deal, 30 to 31-day deal. So you'll only have from the day it's released to the very date a month later to view it as many times as you want. But it seems not everybody is on board. As a matter of fact, I just read somewhere, and I'm going to pull it up in a moment, that AMC is not too thrilled. Okay, so basically, AMC, according to several reports here, are not thrilled with the deal. One said that they were pissed, and the Wrap basically has a headline saying that AMC Theater starts, quote unquote, urgent talks with Warner Brothers to renegotiate terms after HBO Max deal. Basically, it says here CEO Adam Aron vows that the theater chain will pursue economic terms that preserve our business. It says here that the AMC CEO responded to Warner Brothers' announcement that it will put all of its 2021 films on HBO Max at the same time as theaters, saying that it will aggressively pursue economic terms that preserve our business. The virus impacted these. This is what the CEO said, and I quote: this is what the CEO of AMC said, and I quote: "These virus-impacted times are uncharted waters for all of us, which is why AMC signed on to an HBO Max exception to customary practices for one film only, Wonder Woman 1984, being released by Warner Brothers at Christmas when the pandemic appears that it will be at its height." He continues on. However, Warner now hopes to do this for all the 2021 theatrical movies, despite the likelihood that with vaccines right around the corner, the theater business is expected to recover. He goes on to say, and I'm sorry if I'm moving this around, he continues to say, this is the CEO of AMC, clearly Warner Media intends to sacrifice a considerable portion of the profitability of its movie studio division and that of its production partners and filmmakers to subsidize its HBO Max startup. As for AMC, we will do all in our power to ensure that Warner does not do so at our expense. We will aggressively pursue economic terms that preserve our business. We have already commenced an immediate and urgent dialogue with the leadership of Warner on this subject. Now, the article goes on to say, Warner Brothers year-long. Okay, so now that was just a quote from the AMC CEO. Now it goes on to state, the article that is, Warner Brothers' year-long day and date strategy comes after AMC Theaters made an agreement with Universal to allow the studio to release films as early as 3 weekends after they are released in theaters. Cinemark, which signed on to the deal last month, added the condition that films with an opening weekend of over 50 million will be guaranteed 5 weekends of theatrical exclusivity. Easy for me to say. The CEO of AMC has hailed the deal as one that can protect movie theaters while adjusting to the new normal that streaming and the pandemic have forced on the industry. But news of the HBO Max deal hit AMC stocks hard as they fell nearly 16% from $4.14 share to $3.63 share. Fellow nation theater chain Cinemark, which has not faced the debt issues that AMC is grappling with, fell nearly 22% from $17.04 share at opening on Thursday to $13.30 share today, or basically the same day, I should say. So yeah, AMC is not happy. AMC is not happy about it. Basically, I think what it is with AMC is that they feel that what Warner Brothers is doing is violating, their deal. It's basically violating the deal that they made originally with Wonder Woman 84. Like, okay, we'll make the exception with this, but everything else has got to be theaters. Warner's coming out and saying, hey, we're gonna do what we're doing with Wonder Woman and do it with the rest of our movies next year. And again, just like Angry Joe and others have probably pointed out, and if they've read what Warner's has come out and said about it, this is all due to the fact that no one knows exactly what the status of the pandemic will be next year. Now, a lot of people, as I mentioned, and others have mentioned, have said that by, between mid-spring, early summer, we should be pretty much out of the pandemic. The vaccine should pretty much be distributed to just about everybody, and that everybody should be, body-wise, should be immune to it by then, that we'll have really nothing to worry about and things can get back on track. But AMC is like, hold it, wait a minute. We only agreed to one thing, not this. So, yeah, they're not too thrilled. But yeah, they and Cinemark, obviously, and I'm sure other movie chains are not too thrilled. Let's see. Hold on for a sec. Let me check something here. Let's see. Yeah, Collider says that the CEO, Adam Aron, however, is absolutely livid. He is mad. He is mad. So he's not happy about it. And basically, we quote what he said, what I read in the other article by the Wrap, that basically they're not going to let Warner, do this at their expense. That they're going to pursue other economic terms that preserve their business. And they're already getting ready to talk to the leaders of Warner's, and the Collider basically says that Warner Brothers, just blindsided everybody with this announcement, and I think that's a no blank, if you know what I mean, when it comes to the Collider saying that. But here's the thing. Just like a lot of people have read in the article, in the quote in the article, in the statement, I should say, that Warner put out about why they're doing this on HBOMAX, some could say it's understandable. I mean, you don't know exactly what the future holds. I mean, again, like I said, a lot of people have pretty much predicted that the time frame to get out of this pandemic, or at least have a better clarity as to where we stand for normalcy, is between mid-spring and early summer. The earliest being mid-spring, late spring. But, and Warner's is, they're just coming out and saying, look, we understand what's happening. We understand, the status as to where a lot of us are going to be. But there's still going to be people. In fact, I think they even said this in the statement, and Joe Vargas, Angry Joe, read it off, that there are still going to be people that are squeamish. They're still going to be unsure whether or not they want to go to a theater or an environment like a theater and watch a movie, because even if they have the vaccine or given the vaccine, and even if they feel they're immune, they don't know whether or not they'll recatch it. They don't know if they'll catch it again. So there's still going to be people that are going to wait till it's like, until maybe, perhaps Joe Biden, who probably will be president by then in the eyes of many people, comes out and says, okay, everybody, we are 100% clear of the virus. We are free. That's probably going to be the only time that anybody that feels a little uncertain about it will come out and decide, will finally come out and, engage in going to, a lot of places to where they normally would go to before this pandemic. So, again, it's going to be really intriguing as to what happens between now and then. But the point that I'm getting at is AMC obviously is not happy about this. The CEO is not happy about this. But here's the thing. The CEO of AMC, as well as the CEO of Regal, Cinemark, you name it, what they need to understand is Warner Brothers doesn't really want to do this, and it's only a year-long deal. Here's what they said in the statement. It's a pandemic issue. It's a pandemic decision. It's a decision based on what's going on right now, and that if it wasn't for the pandemic, they wouldn't be making this decision. It's a pandemic only decision that's going to be only for a year, and that after the year is over, things will go back to the way they are. Basically, it'll be theater only for a lot of these releases. But what they're doing, because again, they know some people might not be very comfortable about going to theaters, once again, even with the vaccine fully distributed and people's bodies becoming immune to the virus thanks to the vaccine, or thanks and help to the vaccine, they're giving them an option. They're saying, look, we know that even if things are okay and on the up and up, you're still not going to want to, be out and about. So, here, we're going to give you this option. So, and that's about it. Now, and again, I think AMC needs to realize this and realize, hey, it's only a 1-year deal, and here's the other thing. Things could change. If we're totally in the clear before the summer, let's say, like I said, the earliest being probably late spring, if we're in the clear, who's to say Warner Brothers won't come out and say, who's to say, what I'm trying to get at is, who's to say Warner Brothers won't come out and say, hey, that announcement we made back in December about streaming all our movies simultaneously on the same day as they'll be in theaters? Yeah, we changed our mind. It's going to be theaters only now because we're in the clear. Everything's cool. We're on the up and up. People can go back now. They could change their mind and say they're going to just go back to theaters. And AMC, like I said, has to understand that. They also have to understand, as I mentioned, that this is just a one-time deal that's going to be mostly for the time being, unless things change, for a year. And then after the year's over, things will be back to the way they were. And that's about it. So, obviously AMC is not happy. Cinemark, I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure they're not thrilled with this. Regal's probably the same way. But what do you guys think? What do you think of what do you think? What are your guys' thoughts on AMC not being thrilled with this deal? I mean, again, they agreed to the one-time thing with Wonder Woman, but what do you think? Do you agree with how AMC's CEO feels? Do you think he has an argument as to being has a right to be angry? Has an argument as to, hey, you didn't inform us you were going to do this as well? Or do you think maybe he needs to understand that this is just, a temporary solution because, there are going to be even those watching this video, that'll be too squeamish, even if things are at, let's say, 75% normalcy or even 65% normalcy, they're going to still be too squeamish to go back outside or go and, interact or, go to a movie theater or whatever until things are at 100%, 100% on the up. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Comment if you like, and I'll talk to y'all later.